Hello, and welcome to Sports by Compian Meet the Ravens edition. We are, of course, joined here by our co-host for this series, Mr. George McHattie is in the house once again. How are you, George?
Good. I had a good blowout today with practice. Paul does like to make us run, doesn't he?
Sure does. It turns out there's a lot of running in rugby, so, it turns out it might be necessary. Anyway, George, we're welcoming a very special guest, a long-term Raven, the man who runs the engine of the offensiveness of the Ravens in general. The guy who will also let the sir know if he makes a wrong call. He will be on our fucking very own scrub half, our back selector, Mr. Phank Eslora. I'm so sorry, dude. He's in the
Yeah,
house.
you're good. You're good.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Like, I totally forgot it. Like as I was doing it, like, fuck, what was it again?
We just
Anyway,
went over Eslora.
Eslora.
Yeah.
Sorry. I speak Spanish too. I should be better than this, George.
Yeah. It's
Anyway, we're very happy to have you here, man. Like I mentioned, long-term Raven, been here a little longer than I have, as far as I understand it, but always been always been a guy that just shows up, does the thing. It's really made some big steps in the last couple of years.
Yeah, shit.
So,
I've been trying, man. Been trying.
Welcome to the pod. How you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm tired after that practice, but it was
Yeah,
a good one.
Frankie over here was beating most of the guys for running. I didn't care to try to catch him tonight. I was like, nah, Frank, you got that, man. Even that last run, I'm like running barefoot, the man comes flying by. I'm like, you get after that, sir.
I started late because I was like, I'm not running in that field barefoot, man.
Yeah, you put on your shoes.
Yeah, I slipped them boys on.
Probably a good move, but yeah, Frank was bringing the energy tonight in practice. It was a good one. So let's hop into it, Frank. Just go through your general athletic career. Where did it all start? Do you have older brothers, younger brothers?
I have two younger. Well, I actually have like four younger brothers. So,
Nice. Gotta stay ahead of
on
them,
both sides. Yeah. But no, I have no older brothers. So I was really the first one to start sports, man. I think the first thing I started was wrestling, and then jujitsu, wrestling, stuff like that.
I didn't know you did jujitsu. How long did you do that for?
Young, like 3 years, not too long, but I was in it for a little bit. But yeah, wrestling mostly. So rugby is actually my first like sport with the ball. You know what I mean? I've never played any sport like that, so it's good change of pace. But yeah,
what age did
wrestling.
you pick up wrestling? When did you like first get into that?
I think I started like right after 5th grade.
Okay.
So, grew up wrestling stuff like that. Yeah.
I think I remember some stories about you maybe wrestling your sister a lot growing up. Huh?
Yeah. She used to whip my ass, man. Yeah. I didn't have big brothers, but she was close to one. So you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Got to keep you in check a little bit. But what did you like about wrestling? I mean, you stuck with it through all high school and such, right?
Yeah. It really just like the physicality of it, like you know what I mean, going at it, and like I said, that was my first sport, so it was never a team thing. You know what I mean? It was more like this on me and me alone. You know what I mean? I can practice with the team and take advice from coaches during the match, and you know what I mean, whatnot. But everything's on you at that point. So I really like that aspect of it too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that is nice to pretty much it's all up to you whether you win or lose.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You can't blame nobody.
That is definitely appealing sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, how did the wrestling career go? I know you kind of had some.
So I had you know what I mean, some success and stuff like that, but it wasn't. I didn't go too deep. I was always fucking. Oh, sorry. I don't know if we can swear on this podcast.
No, of course I call you. We never do that around here.
But
it's a good Christian show, I promise.
Get it taken down my first try. Right? No. With wrestling, I once I got a little bit older, I was messing around in school too much, got ineligible and stuff. So, kind of had a sad ending there. That's why I was like, when I found rugby, I was like, hell yeah, let's go. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Another
And
outlet of sports in general. So
you're actually our second wrestler we've had on here. According to Mr. Nelson, Caleb himself, he says that the ball practices can be harder than a wrestling practice sometimes. Would you say that's true? Maybe not.
I don't think so, man. I think with wrestling, because it's like physical. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
going the whole time. You know what I mean? With running, you can.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Take a break here and there and stuff like
for
that.
sure.
With
It's all
wrestling,
different
it
when you're
was
just going
yeah.
against somebody, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think it's two different types of conditioning. Just, you know what I mean? Because with wrestling, it's a conditioning, you're conditioned for a 9-minute match, you know what I mean? At the very most, you know what I mean? On the collegiate level, I think it's 3 periods, 3 minutes. So you're conditioned for 9 minutes, you know what I mean? With rugby, it's more of a marathon, you know what I mean? We got a full 80 and,
Mm-hmm.
well, some of us got a full 80, but
Some of us got a full 80.
you want to play
Yeah.
scrum half, man.
Dude.
But
You don't want to play fakers. It's
yeah,
awful.
no, I don't.
It's also a lot of work.
Actually, I'm
Yeah,
rugby second row, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
true.
right.
That's absolutely true.
We're yeah, everybody hears people that have to play all 80 usually, so
Not particularly here, but yeah, in general.
yeah.
George, do you have a question for our young Franklin here?
actually, I've got a wrestling question. How do you like when you see rugby going on? How do you actually score points in wrestling? I have no clue. I've never
It's
done it.
like
Never.
the most common one, obviously, like a takedown. If you take someone down and get possession over them on the mat, you know what I mean? You get two off of that, and then you can go as far as things like back points, getting them, you know what I mean, turned over on their back and stuff like that. You get a point per couple seconds and stuff like that. So there's different ways, you know what I mean? Reversals, escapes, there's all types of scoring system, and then you get to like the Olympic level and stuff like that, and like freestyle and Greco, and that's all like mostly throws and stuff like that. And I didn't get too far into that stuff because
So
there's some dogs in there.
getting pushed outside the ring, that's not sort of like
No, so in like in freestyle and Greco and stuff like that, if you get pushed out of the circle, that's 1 point right there. So it forces you to, you know what I mean, always maintain contact and like, you know, you always got to be working towards center. You always got to be working towards center. So it makes it just a way that I feel like they incorporated to make you work all the time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah,
cool. Thank you for elaborating.
yeah.
Were you a WWE fan growing up?
You know what I mean? Once some little brothers got a little bit old enough to try some stuff, hell yeah. I was like,
Hell yeah.
I was one of those brothers, hey, let me try this move on you, dude.
Try a little RKO on the boys.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite? Did you have a favorite superstar?
Shit, probably like John Cena or something like that. I think he was real big when I was like, yeah, you can't see me.
He was real big in
Yeah,
that
he was,
era for sure.
yeah. So
Early like 2000s, early 2000s or so.
yeah.
He was on the come up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found out it was fake. It broke my heart, man.
Don't tell Georgie. Georgie, don't.
Yeah.
He's just kidding. Don't worry. He's just kidding. It's real, Georgie. Don't worry.
Call me Chris,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna break my heart.
They got wrestling like that out in England. Like
Yeah, but it's not in the schools, you know.
I don't think they have it in like
Like actual wrestling.
I got you.
Very heavily boxing, probably now MMA more, and
That's cool though.
European sports, you know, that's in the schools.
Yeah.
I think everybody should do a combat sport just so you know how to get the fuck out of a
Hell yeah.
You're not
Right.
wrong. It's definitely something you should pick up. Maybe into retirement. That makes sense, right? After rugby, pick up a combat sport.
Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
More yeah.
Seems reasonable. Frank, when you so you mentioned kind of wrapped up with good old wrestling and you found rugby. How did you find rugby?
Um, shit. Actually, shout out to Pablo and Matt Canella, Pablo Morales. They
Oh yeah.
Pablo like was involved in wrestling and stuff when we were growing up, you know what I mean, out of high school and stuff like that. And him and Matt were friends, and Pa- Pablo got into rugby off of Matt, and then
Huh.
Pablo got in my ear, and then I found out. And what really drew it, Pablo was like he was like, "There's free beer and free food after games." I was like, "I'll try it. I'll try it." Then I tried it, and you know, rest is history.
Not much like getting that ball for the first time, huh? Or getting that
Yeah,
first try.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of first, Mr. Franklin was playing some fine summer rugby this summer, and anything you want to tell us about your Memorial 10
Yeah.
jersey?
First hat trick, baby. That
Let's
was
go!
exciting for me, man. I was like,
Hell yeah!
I've had too many two try games, you know what I mean? And
You
they've
have
been
had a lot of
close,
two-try games.
and I've never been able to break it, and you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Only took like 8 years. So
Hey, yeah, attaboy. What was the play? What was the game? Who were you playing for?
we're playing for the Horios, man.
The
You boys gotta,
Horios?
yeah, Horios and cream.
Let's
Uh,
go!
yeah, Trevor from
He named the team that.
Wisconsin, Appleton up there. Yeah, he made that team. So he was talking about getting tank tops next year. So
So he just
yeah,
mentioned the D3 daddies are dead, and from the ashes has
yeah,
arisen
right.
Oreo.
I don't know. People had D3 daddies on their jerseys out there too. So
Who knows? We'll try to make a comeback next
they're
year.
still in the win, man.
Stem cells. We'll be back
Yeah.
next summer.
Gargoyles
Yeah.
are so good, man.
Yeah.
They
Like,
have
We've
really
gotten
been blowing up those guys. No
it's
longer little brother, unfortunately. By
yeah,
the big spring.
dude, we got him. Well, I'm sure we'll see him again in
Well,
the
they gotta come to
spring.
us. They
So
gotta come to us in the spring now.
yeah, yeah, they do
thank
actually, huh?
fuck for that. That's a bastard of a drive.
Yeah, it is. It's not totally bad.
It's
We had a
like
good
what two?
time up there.
What's your favorite meat? What's your favorite meat category of the five majors? So if you're going, pork, chicken, steak, which one are you picking?
Probably steak for sure.
Okay, and how you cooking that?
Oh, medium rare, you know.
Medium rare. All right,
Yeah, you already know.
love it, love it. All right. Do you have
Yeah.
any good steakhouses you recommend here in Rockford for the people,
Not
Frank? Guide
not
them.
steakhouses, but dude, if you've never had Korean barbecue, I've been hot on that recently, bro.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I would like to go try that.
You gotta try it, man.
Actually, Depop down. Oh fuck! They got a little restaurant in the city where the city market is. They're quite good for Korean food.
Yeah, they got a lot of
That's
good food down there, man.
yeah,
Hmm.
but it's so expensive, man. Like two people eat out, it's like $40, $50 if you're
Shit.
lucky.
That's one of the things. I won't buy myself like a shirt or anything, but you talk about spending $150 at dinner, I'm fuck it, man. As long as it's good food, when it comes to food, I'm like fuck it, I'll spend
I
as
do
much.
spend a lot of money on food too.
Yeah,
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 it's
On that,
definitely.
buddy.
Hey, so Frank, and you mentioned it was all history, after the 8 years. But let's get into that history a little bit. So started out there at the wing. Funny story.
yeah.
The first time I met young Franklin, he immediately rolled the fuck out of his ankle, and then, like a trooper, was just carried around to bars for the rest of the evening. On when
Yeah,
he probably shouldn't have been. Probably should have had that ankle elevated, but nope, not
I had
Franklin. He's a warrior and we
I had
carried him
like
around the streets of Chicago, and we had a good time.
yeah, we did. The morning did not feel good at all though, bro. That was hangover and my ankle was throbbing. I like it was like a hairline fracture or something like that. So
Oh
it
yeah, that's right. It
wasn't,
was really
yeah,
serious.
like yeah, I had to wear a little boot for a while, but
Damn.
that wasn't fun because I tried to tough it out and walk on my own for a little while, and then I was like,
Yeah,
no, I'm not doing this.
dude.
So,
Yeah, that
but
was crazy.
yeah, it started out at wing out there, and then I think what happened was Taylor went down. Taylor went down, and then it was kind of like, I got a good pass and stuff like that. So then,
No, no, no. It was before Taylor went down. It was like
I
20. It was like pandemic. It was before the pandemic, and then after. Suddenly, we just like didn't have a 10. Mr. Austin himself wandered off into the sunset with the thick
yeah.
ass beard, and anyway, he wandered off into the sunset.
No,
So
because I
we needed
played
somebody.
nine with Austin. I played nine with Austin at 10, so
Did you?
I don't whenever it happened, it just kind of was an opportunity where
Yeah, yeah,
some
yeah.
of the guys were like, "Hey man, you want to step up and try it?" And I was like, I don't even know where I thought like my rugby career was gonna go, you know what I mean? Like how good I wanted to be or anything like that. And then yeah, once I started playing scrum half, I had a rough like first year and a half, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out like the tempo of the game, how fast we wanted to push and just all, you know what I mean, just adjusting to it. It obviously a lot more hands-on than the wing can be sometimes, you know what I mean? So
Right.
Especially playing for
just
the Ravens.
yeah, right.
Position playing for the Ravens.
Yeah. You had Sydney out there for a while, so Sydney gets that ball, that ain't going to the wing.
Yeah, let's talk about the Frank favorites. This
Yeah.
guy right to no this way. Now, whatever. You get the point. That freaking ginger over there. This guy's your favorite target. How many carries a game does this guy get? Maybe 20 to 25? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but I think I got a couple good favorites, you know what I mean? Like I favor guys that I see running downhill, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's some people that they'll get a good head of steam and then kind of slow up right before that contact, you know what I mean? If I see that you're fucking barreling downhill, ready to, you know what I mean, ready for that ball, then I'll hit you, you know what I mean, 9 times out of 10. And
Checks out. Can't confirm.
so
My ass takes it 9 times out of 10 as well.
yeah,
That's gone.
yeah,
That's how you stack those carries, George.
Well,
yeah.
somebody counted that first game and I had 30 fucking carries. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, that's partially on you guys too. If you guys put yourself in position to run downhill like that, I'm like, they must want it, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's all your fault, George. That's why you get
Yeah,
all the carries. Frank, so when did it first start to like really click for you? I know, like you've been playing for a while, but there's definitely been
yeah,
a huge transformation in your game over the last couple of years. It's really starting to turn on for you. What's
yeah.
started to really turn? I mean, I know it's when you switched over to scrum half, but was like a certain game you think or tournament maybe?
I don't even know. I think it was just like every year, you know what I mean? I was like, I want to be better than I was next year. You know what I mean? Watching rugby in the off season, playing rugby, doing, you know what I mean, workouts from whatever it was. It's just really, you know what I mean, get better every single season. And you know what I mean? We don't get paid for this stuff, you know what I mean?
No.
But it's more of like a pride thing, you know what I mean? I want to go out
Yeah,
there and I want to, you know what I mean, help my team do whatever we have to win. So
absolutely.
I've noticed since spring season when you got the selector role, I've noticed the confidence team in you, and it's brought you out of it's brought you up and made you a really good Raven. It really has, and I
yeah.
I, I never stop speaking so highly of you because your potential's there.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago we tried to nominate Frank for a back selector, and he literally laughed at us. So
I
it's
was like, yeah. You know what I mean? I like being
now he
more of
stepped
that
into that
support
leadership.
role. Yeah.
Now
You
he
know what
went
I
from
mean?
that to vice captain against the Irish. So
Yeah.
you got
Oh
to,
yeah.
to the acting captain. I'm sorry for that game.
Yeah.
So it's he really stepped up into that leadership role well.
That's why I can't ever take a captain role again. I'm undefeated so far, so we'll end on that.
Granted,
Nice.
the opposition I had to fucking deal with, man. Those Maoris were good this year, man. Bastards.
Yeah, they were good.
Freaking Mallards. They've already ruined one of my Meet the Ravens. We can't get into that again. What's up, Frank? Were you gonna say something?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Okay, well, I wanted to ask about another huge change in your life when, bam, suddenly, father. How was that?
Yeah, kind of came
Big
out of nowhere.
old,
Came fast, dude.
yeah, but
Yeah,
how's that been? How's the transition been to fatherhood? I know you got a good one there in Gianna.
yeah. It's definitely the biggest challenge I've ever had yet. So it's definitely harder than rugby and wrestling. So,
I believe it.
but yeah, I don't know. It's the best thing. It's like the highest high, and sometimes it can be frustrating too, but it's probably the best thing in the world. You know what I mean, man? It's like there's no love like it. You boys will see one day, and we'll look back on this YouTube video together, and you'll be like, "Yep, I knew what you were talking about."
Yeah, when I decide to have a kid, I will.
Yeah,
We'll see. But yeah, that Gianna looks just like you, Frank. It's pretty funny, and man,
it's
she already has the meat mug down.
yeah. She got that's when she looks the most like me. Other than that, I think it's definitely she looks more like Ashley for sure, and it's like. That's all I ever hear is like you look just like your mom. I'm like, yeah, but she act like me though. She act like me.
I guess I
So
saw it right away because I
yeah,
guess I know you better. I'm like, I don't know, that's definitely her daughter's daughter.
yeah, yeah. But
Good
no,
times.
it's definitely the best thing I've ever, you know what I mean, done as a person myself. So
That's awesome, man.
it's rewarding at the same time as it's rewarding as challenging as it is. You know what I mean? So
Did I hear a rumor about number 2 coming?
yeah,
What?
yeah. Number two on the way.
Wow. Good times, man. Building
When
his little family over there.
Yeah, little family boy.
when's the
Gotta
baby?
love it.
September 2nd or yeah, September 2nd or 4th. When it's
I'm
sometime
watching
that week,
George do
that
the
first week of
calculations.
September.
That's
Watching
fucking
George
right.
do calculations.
Yeah.
What?
So inconsiderate, George, for her to just be 2 at this time.
Yeah.
No, Frank has already worked out deals and traded away players and done all kinds of stuff to make sure he's covered for the rugby season, right, Frank?
Yeah, yeah. I gotta, you know what I mean? I got a whole village, so it's all I
Awesome.
need is
County
2
week.
hours on Saturdays and I'm good. So
Nice.
Better be. That's Lake County week, man.
yeah, yeah, I know. Well, no, I think it might be Blaze. I don't remember who it is, but I know it's a tough one. So I was like, maybe be able to slip it out midweek and then be like, baby, let me I'll be right back. But you know how that
You
goes.
gotta
So
love the Ravens.
yeah.
Frank, so yeah, we had a pretty decent last fall season. Now we
Mm.
are in preparations for a big, upcoming fall season. How are you feeling about the team? How are you feeling about our future hopes, aspirations?
Man, last season was something great and something I guess like sad at the same time, you know what I mean? We were knocking on the door to get into playoffs and then it just didn't come together as we wanted. But we made a statement, I think, you know what I mean, for the Ravens as a team. I think we did, you know, phenomenal majority of the season and then we just had simple mistakes here and there that kind of cost us playoffs and things like that. But to be honest, as far as this year, I'm ready to roll with whoever we got. You know what I mean? I've done the work in the off season. I've done what I can. So at this point, whoever shows up or isn't there or whoever is there, you know what I mean? I'm ready to roll with, regardless of you know what I mean, how much experience you got or whatever, doesn't matter to me. If you're there and you're ready to, you know what I mean, play this game as a brother with this entire team, I'm rocking with you. You know what I mean? So I
Oh
think
yeah.
we can do the same thing, if not better than this year. So I'm ready to go, man. It's gonna be a
Love it.
long how many we got? 3 weeks, 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
24th is around the corner, boys.
right.
It's
Yeah,
So
it's like 2.5.
close.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be in there soon enough.
Yeah.
Do have a couple more questions for you actually, George. You have any before I go on?
Where do you well, actually, the simplest question, what age are you gonna retire at? Do you
I
reckon?
think until I don't know. I want to play for a while. You know what I mean? But I
We can't
guess
all be
when
Colonel. It's been said on
yeah
this podcast before.
yeah
It's been said on
when
this podcast before a couple times.
yeah I know. I think I'll know when it's time, and it's like you know what I mean. When guys underneath me are starting to really beat me out for my position, then I'll be like, maybe it's time to let the younger guys go at it. I mean, I'm not I'm not too young, but I'm not too old. I'm 28, so I think I gotta, you know what I
Your
mean?
prime's coming up. Your prime. You're
Yeah,
in your prime right now. It's pretty great.
yeah. So I think I got a good more couple years, maybe 5, 6, something like that. We'll
I
see.
believe
And
it.
second question, what is your personal highlight of the past year of rugby? You know, what is something that you sit back on and you're like, ooh, I'm happy that I got to do that, or I'm happy that I did that.
And to kind of add on to that, as like a second part, Frank, what's like your favorite Ravens moment in general?
So
Ooh,
I think to answer definitely two different questions.
Yeah,
But yours is for sure the Lake County game. I think like my ankle was tore up after that second half, and I still was like, we need this W today. We gotta get it done. Someone threw me an ankle wrap, tied it up, and finished the game, you know what I mean, with the W. And I think I had a couple key plays on those tap and goes, you know what I mean, drawing them,
for sure.
getting that extra 10 meters after they weren't back 10, you know what I mean, and then setting us
Absolutely.
up for that last try. Who scored that last try? Was it Skip?
George passed it to Skip.
Yeah.
which
So
is amazing.
you know
Usually,
what I mean? Because we said we were what within at the 5 or right within the 5, something like that after that penalty, or we were real close, but we just got to
Yeah,
like you know what I mean, set the ball,
yeah.
get it calm for a minute, and then
Took
eventually
it to
go in and fucking got that
took it to
try.
him. A
Yeah,
very, very good Lake County team.
for the win in the red, dude. That's a good
Their
win
only
right
loss of the
there.
whole year, baby. Let's
Right,
go.
right. So.
yeah.
That's a good win.
But then
And
the Ravens moment for sure was when we were playing Maoris. I think I just kind of stepped up when I seen everybody was down and had that talk at halftime and started driving everybody like let's buck the fuck up and let's do this shit, man. You know what I mean? So it was more like me as stepping up as like a leader, I guess, as a Raven. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
I was watching or I watched Skip's podcast, you know what I mean, and how he was talking about that transition to being like, there are no more old boys. Like you guys are kind of the old boys, or the not the old boys, but the veterans on the team now. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of them times where I like stepped up and just tried to get a rally, and that second half was a hell of a lot better than that first half. So
That
yeah,
speech
yeah,
was awesome, dude, and it was much needed for sure. I think I was
yeah,
mostly catching my breath and pretty much just mad at myself at that point. But
yeah,
you pulled it out of me. You
yeah,
pulled it
yeah.
out, and you pulled the whole team back together, and we came back very strong that second half for sure.
Yeah, I think yeah, that
It
second
was it
half
was what we
was
needed, man. It was like, for someone to like after probably the worst half I've ever been a part of with the Ravens to like have somebody be able to step up and be like, that wasn't us. Let's come back and fight even harder the second half. And
yeah.
I think there was some changes on the Mallory side, but regardless, that rally can't be discounted.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? I know they took some of their guys out and stuff like that, but even just the way we played as a team in general, and
For sure. That's what
you know what I
matters.
mean? That was like my favorite moment as a Raven for sure, is to see
and you
like the whole team, you know what I mean?
was captain through that second half because I tore my bicep.
Yep.
I
Yep.
was, yeah, you were captain, so mate, that was
You tore your bicep?
Yeah,
yeah.
he was
Selfish
out.
of you, dude.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I kept on trying to come back on, and the physio was like, "Dude, you should not be on that field." I'm like, "You're gonna have to fucking drag me off this field." But
And then he did.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, he's like, "Dude, ice." I'm like, "I'm going on holiday. I'll be fine." But
Well, Frank, I think we've covered some good ground here. I
Yes,
do
sir.
have a question. Did you watch like a lot of cartoons growing up?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Were you a Nick or a Cartoon Network guy or some other obscure channel?
I think for sure
Yeah.
Cartoon Network
Yeah,
is the
dude,
best.
exactly. Civilized people.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Love that. You're not gonna be surprised by like one of the only Nickelodeon people who have shown up, will you? I'll let you take a guess.
Nickelodeon out of all the podcasts, out of
I've
all the
asked this to a
guys.
couple of a lot of the guests we've had on. I asked this question to, and yeah, we've really only had one Nick guy so far. Sorry to
That's
discount to Jillian. Sorry, Jillian.
Was
Nickelodeon
it
is
Skip?
No, it wasn't Skip. It was our very own Will Derlin.
I thought Will first. Damn.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, our good old Will Derlin. But everyone else is civilized. They're like, grew up with Cartoon Network because
yeah.
we watch good cartoons.
We
No, I'm just
we
kidding.
had
I
that
switched
anime
over to.
at night,
I
didn't we?
watched some Nick, but
Yeah,
mostly anime, dude. There was so much better stuff on
yeah.
Cartoon Network.
They had that Naruto on there, and
Hell
you know what
yeah,
I mean,
dude.
everything
The
on there back
anime was
then.
where it was at, dude. Like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
for sure. Well, sweet. George, any final questions for our back selector / scrum half / heart of the team?
not really a question, but a statement. I feel like this fall season's gonna be better than what we're telling ourselves it's gonna be. I
Oh
believe
yeah.
that I get belief from this team, and we sort of, with the three of us as leaders on the team, and there's obviously a couple others. The Ravens aren't short on leaders.
Yep.
I just feel like we just need to believe in ourselves a little bit more, and both of you, you're both superstar players, and yeah, we've got to pull this team up by its fucking socks,
Yeah.
and nut up or shut up, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's all it is. And no, like you said, I don't know who's crediting us, but I think we're still gonna, like I said, be where we were last year, and if not better. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. That's all I
Oh yeah.
know.
We'll send the snow ninjas to find out if anyone was saying anything about us. It might have been me. What? Anyway. Anyway, good times out here. Frank, thanks a lot for coming on, man. Do you have
Yeah,
any
thanks for
final
having
words
me.
for Sports by Copy Nation, Ravens Nation at large?
No, thanks for having me. Let's go Ravens.
Absolutely, man. Let's dominate. Thanks for having us on. Georgie, you look like you might have some. Your smile is so handsome, dude. Never mind. We don't even want to hear anything from you.